আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
সেই দিক থেকে দেখলে আমাদের ক্লাসটা টোটাল সিলেবাসটা শেষ হচ্ছে আগামী রবিবার। আমরা এক্সট্রা ক্লাস করিয়ে শেষ করবো আগামী রবিবার। সেটা শেষ করার পর যেটা আমি স্টুডেন্ট সবার ভক্তদের কাছ থেকে ফিডব্যাক যেটা পেয়েছিলাম সেটা হচ্ছে যে একটা সপ্তাহ গ্যাপ দিয়ে যদি পরের রবিবারটাতে পরীক্ষার ব্যবস্থা করা যায় তাহলে ওটা প্রিপারেশনের জন্য সুবিধা পায়, সবাই সুবিধা
আমাকে একদিন পাঠিয়েছে এরকম যে তারপরে রবিবার চাইছে 29 তারিখ চাইছে।
শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আপনার কথাটা?
হ্যাঁ বলছি, তারপরে আবার অনেকে আমাকে পাঠিয়েছে এরকম এই গ্রুপ থেকে যে 29 তারিখ বলছে রবিবার দিনও চাইছে, বুঝলেন তো? 22 তারিখ না করে আবার 29 তারিখ চাইছে।
না সেটা এবার আপনাদের দিচ্ছে আমার মনে হয় 14 তারিখ শেষ হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ বলছি 29 তারিখ কি স্নানযাত্রা?
29 তারিখটা
29 তারিখ কি স্নানযাত্রা?
29 তারিখ তো সোমবার।
ও না, তারপরের যে রবিবারটা আমি দেখছি, এক সেকেন্ড আমি ক্যালেন্ডারটা দেখে নিই। হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ দেখে নিন কারণ আমার যেটা স্নানযাত্রা
না 28 তারিখ না 27 তারিখ মনে হয়। এক সেকেন্ড একটু দেখে নিই। হ্যাঁ 28 জুন, তাই তো? 28 জুন।
29 তারিখে আছে।
না না, 28 স্নানযাত্রা কবে?
29 তারিখ।
29 জুন সোমবার।
28 তারিখ হচ্ছে রবিবার, তাই তো?
28 তারিখ একটা রবিবার।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
এবার যদি এবার আপনাদের পক্ষে অসুবিধা না হয় 2 সপ্তাহ গ্যাপ দিলে তো ঠিক আছে, দিতে পারেন, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। না হলে 1 সপ্তাহ, মানে আমার দিক থেকে 1 সপ্তাহ রেকমেন্ডেশন রইল। এবার
আমাদের ছেলেমেয়েরা কি বলছে? কি
বলুন।
প্রভু 28 তারিখে হলেই খুব ভালো হয়। একটুখানি মানে ভালো মতন না স্টাডি করে পরীক্ষাটা দিলে না ঠিক ভালো লাগছে না আর কি।
দেখুন সবাই একমত?
প্রভু কি আর একটুখানি টাইম পেলে অনেক ভালো হবে।
হ্যাঁ টাইমটা বাড়ালে সুবিধা হবে।
সুন্দরবাবু তো মানে আপনার কাছে তাহলে তাড়াতাড়ি থাকবে না। হ্যাঁ আপনি একটু সময় পাবেন আপনার মতন করে, তাহলে আরো সুন্দরভাবে ওদের প্রিপারেশন করতে সাহায্য করতে পারবেন।
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ, যে হুড়োহুড়ি করে রবিবার সোমবার ম্যানেজ করে আপনিও তো এক কাজের মধ্যে ব্যস্ত থাকেন।
কথা হয়েছে সেটা।
তাহলে কি 28 তারিখ করবো?
তাহলে 28 তারিখ করবো। 28 তারিখ
আমাদের গণভোট কি বলছে?
গণভোট জনাদেশ
কি বলছে?
জনাদেশ 28 তারিখই বলবে।
হ্যাঁ প্রভু 28 তারিখ হলে অসুবিধা নেই, ঠিক আছে।
আর আপনাদের মনে দুঃখ কষ্ট কিছু নেই তো তাহলে?
না কোনো ডাউট নেই, সবাই নিশ্চিন্ত।
আচ্ছা, আমি ইচ্ছা করে ঢুকলাম কেন, নয়তো একটা এনজাইটি নিয়ে, যেহেতু আমি মেসেজটা আজকে পাঠিয়েছি, বিস্ফোরণটা আজকে ঘটেছে আপনাদের মধ্যে, তার জন্য আমি ইচ্ছে করে ক্লাসের আগে ইন্টারাকশন করলাম, যেহেতু কেননা ক্লাসটা শুরু হবে একটা এনজাইটি দিয়ে শুরু হবে, তো তার জায়গায় একটু হাসি মুখে আপনারা শুরু হলে, যেমন খুব সুন্দর আমি দেখছি সুন্দর গোপাল বাবু হাসছে, আর আপনাদের তো আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। যাই হোক,
এটা আমি বারবার রিকোয়েস্ট করছি যে সবাই যেন
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা হয়তো নিরাকার ব্রহ্মের দিকে হয়তো বিশ্বাস করছি। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে,
পার্সোনাল হয়ে যাচ্ছে
তাহলে এটাই রইলো। হ্যাঁ আমরা 28 তারিখে করছি যেমন হয়। হ্যাঁ তাহলে আর কারোর কষ্ট নেই তো? কালিনী মাতাজি, হ্যাঁ জগন্নাথ প্রভু, প্রতিমা মাতাজি, শতরূপা মাতাজি, হ্যাঁ মণিকান্ত প্রভু।
অঙ্কিতা মাতাজি এখনো আসেননি। অঙ্কিতা মাতাজি মেইনলি মেসেজটা করেছিলেন।
ঠিক আছে, তাহলে এটাই রইলো কথা।
হরি বল প্রভু, হরি বল। হ্যাঁ থ্যাংক ইউ প্রভু।
ঠিক আছে, আপনারা আনন্দে থাকুন। হ্যাঁ আর আনন্দ করে পরীক্ষা দিন, পরীক্ষাটা আনন্দ করে দেবেন, কোনো যাতে এনজাইটি করবেন না। হ্যাঁ আর ভাববেন কাইব আপনাদের সাথে আছে। হ্যাঁ মানে এরকম নয় যে মানে আমরা খুব তাড়াহুড়ো করছি, এবং আমরা এটাও বিশ্বাস করছি যে পরের সেশন থেকে, মানে পরের সেশন মানে এটার পর যেটা উপদেশামৃত আর ঈশ্বর হবে, সপ্তাহে অন্তত 2 দিন করে যদি করি, যে 3 দিনের জায়গায় 2 দিন করবো,
সেটাই কথা হচ্ছে।
তো আমরা ভাবছি সেটা ঠিক আছে কি? সপ্তাহে 3 দিন
সেটা হলে বেটার।
খুব ভালো হয়,
কারণ আমি দেখেছি অনেকে ক্লাস 7:30টার সময় শুরু হলে, যেরকম আমারও ট্রাভেলিং এ দেরি হয় অনেক সময়, ভক্তদেরও অনেকে ট্রাভেলিং এ থাকে, তারা ভিডিও অন করে আসে, তখন আমি তাদেরকে বলি ট্রাভেলিং এর সময় ভিডিওটা অন করার দরকার নেই, বাড়িতে এসে অন করতে। আমিও বুঝতে পারি ওদের অনেক সময় মানে অনেক ভক্তদের অসুবিধা হয়।
ঠিক আছে, আমরা তাহলে দুটো ডিসিশন নিলাম এখন এই মিটিং এর মাধ্যমে। একটা হচ্ছে 28 তারিখে আমরা উপদেশামৃত দেবো, তারপরে পরীক্ষাটা আমরা আপাতত ক্লাসটা শুরু করব, যেটা হচ্ছে সপ্তাহে 2 দিন করে। হ্যাঁ, কোন দিন হলে সুবিধা? সোম বুধ না সোম শুক্র?
সেটা আমি
বুধ
পরে
শুক্র,
একটু আলোচনা করে নেবো আপনাদের
হ্যাঁ
সঙ্গে,
আলোচনা করে নেবেন।
সবার সঙ্গে
হ্যাঁ,
আলোচনা করে নিয়ে তারপর আমি এটা জানাবো।
আপনাদের তো 3 দিন তো ধরাই আছে। হ্যাঁ, 2 দিন করে ক্লাস করব, যাতে আপনার উপর চাপ, আপনাদের কারোর উপর যাতে চাপ না পড়ে এবং পড়াশোনার সুযোগ পায়। ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে, ওকে, হরে কৃষ্ণ।
হরে
হরে
কৃষ্ণ।
কৃষ্ণ।
সরি,
হরে কৃষ্ণ।
আমরা ডিস্টার্ব করলাম বলে সরি। হ্যাঁ,
No, no, thank you so much. Please accept my humble obeisance, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
ওকে, হরি বল, হরি বল, হরে কৃষ্ণ।
হরে কৃষ্ণ। এক সেকেন্ড, আমি একটু লোকেশনটা চেঞ্জ করবো, আমার ক্লাসে বসার লোকেশনটা একটু ওয়েট করুন। Hare Krishna, am I audible clearly?
Yes, প্রভু, শোনা যাচ্ছে।
So let us start today's session.
প্রভু, থ্যাংক ইউ। ক্লাস শুরু হবার আগে আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ কোঅপারেশনের জন্য। থ্যাংক ইউ প্রভু সো মাচ। হরি
Actually,
বল।
আমি সকালেই, আমি যখনই মেসেজটা পেয়েছি আমি তখনই মেসেজ করে দিয়েছিলাম আমাদের যে ইন্টারনাল গ্রুপ আছে সেখানে আমি মেসেজ করে দিয়েছিলাম, যাতে করে এটা রিকনসিডার করা হয়। তারপরে তখনই ডিসিশন একটা আমাদের মধ্যে হয়ে গিয়েছিল যে এটাকে আমরা রিশিডিউল করব, কিন্তু ডেটটা ফাইনাল হয়নি। তা আমি বলেছিলাম রিশিডিউলের জন্য, তারপরে হয়ে গেছে। আমি ওই জন্য লিখলাম যে ডোন্ট ওয়ারি, আই উইল ডিসকাস। সেই জন্য ছিল না, হয়ে গেছে। ভালো হয়েছে প্রভুজি এসে ক্লিয়ার করে দিলেন যে ওকে। তো আমরা সেশনটা শেষ করব রোববার দিন, ক্লাস করেই শেষ করব। আর যদি রোববার দিন অসুবিধা হয় আপনাদের, রোববার দিনের বদলে আমরা আরো একটা দিন, যেহেতু একটা সপ্তাহ পুরো পেলাম, আমরা মাঝখানে আরেকটা সপ্তাহ নিতে পারি, আরেকটা দিন নিতে পারি। রোববারে আমার 3টে ক্লাস আর বাকি আছে, আজকে নিলে আরো 3টে ক্লাস হলে আমার ক্লাস শেষ হয়ে যাবে পুরোটা। তো আমাদের আসলে কি, মানে আমি এরকম ভাববেন না যে আমি যে ক্লাস কতগুলো চ্যাপ্টারকে একসঙ্গে করাচ্ছি, সেটা কিন্তু ওইভাবেই আমাদের এডুকেশন মিনিস্ট্রি থেকে গাইড করে দেওয়া আছে। এডুকেশন মিনিস্ট্রি থেকে গাইড করে দেওয়া আছে লেসন কিভাবে করানো হবে। তা আমি সেই মডেলটাকেই ফলো করছি, মানে সেটা করাটা আমাদের টিচার্সদেরকে জানানো হয়েছে, মানে আমাদেরকে বলানো, মানে যখন টিচার্স ট্রেনিং হয় তখন সেইভাবেই আমাদেরকে বলে দেওয়া হয়। তাই সেই জন্য মানে এটা নয় যে আমি স্কুইজ করছিলাম টাইমের অভাবে। আমি এক্স্যাক্টলি যেই লেসন, আপনারা তো লেসন প্ল্যানটা দেখেছেন, আমাদের যে ক্লাসের যে শিডিউল সেই অনুযায়ী আমরা করছি। সুতরাং আর কিছু জিনিস মানে আমি এখানে বিশেষ করে যেভাবে গাইডলাইন আছে এডুকেশন মিনিস্ট্রির, সেখানে মানে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন পার্ট, হ্যাঁ, কিভাবে আমরা প্রিন্সিপাল গুলোকে অ্যাপ্লাই করব বা অ্যাপ্লাই করার ক্ষেত্রে আমরা কি কি বাধার সম্মুখীন হচ্ছি, এই জিনিসগুলো নিয়ে আলোচনা করার কথা বলা হয়েছে। তাই জন্য আমি একটা অলরেডি ডিসকাশন দিয়ে রেখেছি, সেই ডিসকাশনটা আমরা করব যখন সেই জায়গাটা আসবে। তো আপনারা আশা করি মেন্টালি সবাই প্রিপেয়ার্ড আছেন যে সেই ডিসকাশনটাকে কন্টিনিউ করার জন্য। তো সেই ডিসকাশনটাকে মানে কন্টিনিউ মানে কি, শুধু অ্যাক্টিভলি সবাই পার্টিসিপেট করার জন্য। তো লেট আস স্টার্ট উইথ মঙ্গলাচরণ। ওম অজ্ঞানতিমিরান্ধস্য জ্ঞানাঞ্জনশলাকায়া চক্ষুরুন্মিলিतं येन তস্मै শ্রীগুরবে নমঃ। শ্রীচৈতন্যমনোভীষ্টং স্থাপিतं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं तदानीयं ददाति शपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं शाखजातां सहगणो रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणो ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नाम। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are continuing our Bhakti Shastri module 4, that is in connection to Nectar of Devotion, module 4 or unit 4, and we are almost at the last phase of our syllabus. So we will read from group of books. So today we will discuss, in last class we have completed chapter 9 and 10. So today we will be discussing 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So in this section, basically, we will discuss some topic which has been assigned, has been given in the syllabus, not all the topics. Okay. So I will share. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. So this is chapter 11, aspects of transcendental service. So there are various aspects described in this particular chapter. Okay. So this is, there are various name actually. Okay. So the names are almost similar kind of name, but the limbs are different. Okay. So we will try to understand whatever the relevant limbs which we need to cover mandatorily. Those things we will study in detail. Yes. So this is servitorship. Okay. Servitorship. This is related to karmarpanam. Okay. I will not elaborate much on this. Okay. Karmarpanam means offering direct devotional service, direct devotional activities like hearing and chanting to Krishna, or it could also mean offering the results of prescribed duties, varnashram, dharma to Krishna. Okay. So whatever I am hearing, that is jat karashi, jat ashnashi, jat jujashi dadashi, jat tapasyashi kuntayo, tat kurushava madarpanam. So whatever I am doing, I am offering it to Krishna. This is actually not pure devotional service. This karmarpanam has been explained. We have discussed when we discussed chapter 9. If I remember rightly, it is 9.27 verse. And the 9.26 verse was pure devotional service. That is, Patrang Pushpam Phalantayam Jove Bhakta Prechati Tadaham Bhakta Upohitam Ashnami Prehadatmana. So that verse is Bhaktva. Patrang Pushpam Phalantayam Jove Bhakta Prechati Tadaham Bhakta Upohitam. How many times Krishna is using Bhaktva? Bhakta means with devotion he is offering everything. This is not karma arpanam. Karma arpanam means someone is attached to the ritualistic performance of varnashram duties. Along with that, he is offering some result. This is what Prabhupada has explained in this section. Just like for the householders, the devotees who are householders accept Vedic ritualistic performance as well as prescribed duties of devotion service. So this is more or less like this is a here Prabhupada has clearly explained that this is not pure devotional service. Okay. So here, but when the devotees actually engage the offerings, so here the Skanda Purana it is said that those who are attached to the ritualistic activities, the four orders of social life, and four order of spiritual life, that is the varnashram system, are considered devotees. But when devotees are actually engaged in offering service to the Lord directly, these must be Bhagavatas or pure devotees. Those who are engaged in fruitive activities or prescribed duties according to the four orders of social and spiritual life are not actually pure devotees, but still, this is important, but still because they are offering the result to Lord, they are accepted as devotees. Joggarthat karmana annatra lokomayam karma. They are offering the result to the Lord, but they are attached to the activity. So this is actually Shakam Karma Jogi. Okay. So one is there are categorization. This is actually why this categorization has been given in the mainframe bhakti. It is included in the mainframe bhakti. This is the one of the 64 items of servitorship, darshan. Okay, karmarpanam. Why this? Because this kind of devotional activity. This is a devotion. That's why we need to remember the definition of pure devotional service. Uttama Bhakti definition. What is the definition? Anna Ovilashita Ashunnam Jnana Karma Anapritam. Here, the devotees are not completely anapritam from this karmic attachment. Okay, their devotion has not come to the pure devotional stage by uncovering the karmic inclination. They are attached to that thing, but they are connected to Krishna. They are offering the result to Krishna. That's why Jat Karosh. Whatever you are doing, you offer to me. That means you are attached to do some kind of activity. Okay, do it. Don't artificially renounce your attachment. But whatever the result, you offer to me. Is that clear? So this is the difference between the pure devotional service and devotional service. Okay. So I will not elaborate much. So this is the purpose of the Varnashram system. Till we have some kind of, this is actually karmatmakam. We are, our consciousness is allude to that karma. Okay. So this is the Shakam Karma Yoga. They are attached to the karma and they have some, they want to derive some result, but they are also offering some result to Krishna. And then there will be Nishkam Karma Yoga, where in the Shakam Karma Yoga, devotees are attached to both activity and the result of that. Okay, this is not actually that is not in the category of bhakti. Nishkam Karma Yoga, this is actually Nishkam. Here, the devotees are attached to they are attached to the karma but not to the result. That is called Nishkam. So here Nishkam, they are offering the result to Krishna. Okay. So by that, this is also not pure devotional. So Nishkam Karma Yoga is also not pure devotional service because they have their consciousness is allude to that karma. Is that clear? Okay. So, but this is the, but why this kind of system is there? Because the conditioned soul may enjoy the material. So Varnashram is what is the purpose? The system of Varnashram and the prescribed duties on the system are so designed that the conditioned soul may enjoy in the material world according to the desire for sense gratification and at the same time gradually become elevated to spiritual understanding. Okay, so this is how they progress towards pure devotional service. So if this service is not, this kind of system is not facilitated, then what will happen? They need to by force do the nigraha. It is called the nigraha. Nigraha means restrain the sense enjoyment. But that restraining of the sense enjoyment artificially will cause agitation, and that may divert a sadhaka towards completely non-devotional or anti-devotional activities. Okay, so that's why within the mainstream devotional service, okay, this is also considered bhakti. You do bhakti. This is also bhakti. Maybe you are not in the position of pure devotional service. You offer result, and many of us, I can see because we are also doing many type of work. We are attached to that work. We are not completely surrendered that if I also don't do work, practically, artificially, it is not possible for us to completely stop working and completely enjoy, depending on Krishna. It will come in the Sharanagati part, where a sadhaka is completely dependent on Krishna for his maintenance and for his family's maintenance. So that is the level of Sharanagati. Rupa Goswami explains that this kind of practicing this kind of limbs, this kind of aspect of Sharanagati is very, very rare. Very, very rare. Okay. So we will discuss the rarity of the Sharanagati Bhaktas. So this is one servitorship. Okay. So next we will discuss devotional service in friendship. This is the Draupadi is the one example, Arjuna is example of friendship. So I will not elaborate on this particular aspect. Shakhara, that is there. So here Prabhupada is writing that sometimes it is found that a pure devotee lies down in the temple of the Lord in order to serve him as a confidential friend. Such friendly behavior of devotee may be accepted as raganuga or spontaneous. So this is in the stage of spontaneous devotional living. Although according to regulative principles, no one can lie down in the temple of the Supreme Person of Godhead, this spontaneous loving Godhead may be grouped under devotional service in friendship. Okay, so this is a little exceptional kind of thing. Okay, so actually there are two kinds of shakhata, that is vishwasa and that is mitra vritti. Trust, vishwas, vishwasa palan, that is there. Trust, acting as a confidential servant, following all rules with the faith that one will achieve transcendental life. And mitra vritti means having friendly, acting as Lord's well-wisher. This is friendship in general, not exactly shakhuras. Anyone who is preaching the confidential message of the God Gita is so dear to Krishna. So this is what about friendship. And then now the Atmanivedanam, surrendering everything to Krishna. And all of you know, Prabhupada here also will quote Atmanivedanam. Okay, that I will come. So this Atmanivedanam part is, we will discuss a little elaborately. Atmanivedanam and Sharanagati. Okay. So somebody can read, start reading this. And please keep your camera switch on. Please, again and again, with all humility, I am requesting all the devotees, if they are not outside home, if they have already reached home, please keep their camera switch on. Okay? Yes. Anybody, either from Mataji's or from Prabhuji's, please start reading this, surrendering everything to Krishna.
Surrendering everything to the Lord. Regarding complete self-surrender, there is a nice description in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 29th chapter, verse 34, where Lord says, "A person who has completely surrendered unto me and has completely given up all other activities is protected by me personally, both in this life and in the next. In other words, I wish to help him become more and more advanced in spiritual life. Such a person is to be understood as having already achieved sarsti, having equal opulences with the Supreme. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that as soon as a person surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna takes charge of him and gives him a guarantee of protection from all sinful reactions. He also instructs from within so that the devotee may very quickly make advancement towards spiritual perfection. This self surrender is called Atma Nivedana. According to different authorities, self is differently defined. Self is sometimes considered to refer to the spirit self or soul, and self is sometimes considered to refer to the mind or to the body. Fully self surrender, therefore, means not only surrendering oneself as spirit soul, but also surrendering one's mind and body to the service of the Lord. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has sung a nice song in this connection.
Yes.
While offering himself as a fully surrendered soul, he said, "My mind, my household affairs, my body, whatever is in my possession, my dear mind, I offer to you for your service.
What
Now
is that
you can
song?
do
Anybody remember?
और पीलित पदे मानस देह गेह जो किछु नहीं."
Yes. Manosho deho geho jo kichu orpino tua pade. So this is a famous song. সম্পদে বিপদে জীবন মরণে গায় মম গেলা তুয়া ও পথে বরণে মারবি রাখবি যো ইচ্ছা তোহার নিত্য দাস প্রতি তুয়া অতি। So this is what actually explain. Yes, please continue. Yes.
My mind, my household affairs, my body, whatever is in my possession, my dear Lord, I offer to you for your service. Now you can do with them as you like. You are the supreme possessor of everything. So if you like, you can kill me, or if you like, you can give me protection. All authority belongs to you. I have nothing to claim as my own.
Yes.
Sri, Amun, Sri
So
Amunacharya in his
just just hold on. So here, the Atma Nivedanam. Here, this Atma refers to both the soul and the body or the mind. That means Atma Nivedana means both the soul, and Atma also means, like when we say the word Atmahatta, when we say like this, at that time we say that somebody is killing one's gross body. So Atma word is used both for gross body, for subtle body, and for the soul. Just like then, for an example, this example of green coconut or coconut. Everything is coconut. Okay, the white portion is coconut. When it is covered with the covering, that is also coconut. And when it is cut, when the first covering is removed is coconut, and when it is cut and the white covering, that is the coconut. The first covering is the gross body, next covering is subtle body, the white part is the soul. So like that we can the analogy of this self. So in this connection, uh, this Bhakti Vinod Thakur, whatever he has said, he said everything. Offer you my mind, body, and all the possession. This is also one way of Atma Nivedana. Okay, that means whatever I am having, my belongings and myself, I am offering to you. And then the next paragraph is related to the offering the soul. Please read some Mataji, Sri Jamunacharya in his prayer to the Lord from this part.
Krishna Prabhuji, I'm reading. Sri Yamunacharya, in his prayers to the Lord, has expressed a similar idea in the following words. My dear Lord, I may be living within some body as a human being or as a demigod, but whatever mode of life, I do not mind because these bodies are simply byproducts of the three modes of material nature, and I, who am is possession of these bodies, am surrendering myself unto you.
Yes, so this particular paragraph here, the offering of the soul is mentioned because he is changing body. Okay, he is not offering only the body. He is not referring offering my offering myself does not mean that I am offering the body. He is referring that even though I change the body, I am offering myself wherever body, in whichever species I may be. Okay, I am completely surrendered to you. So, my dear Lord, I may be living within same body as a human being or a demigod, whatever mode of life, I do not mind. Because these bodies are simply byproduct of sleep. So, he is completely beyond the mode of identity of bodily misidentification. But the person who is not completely in the mode of identification, who is thinking this is my body, okay, for them, offering the body is also very important. Offering the body for the Lord, completely offering Lord, my body is very important. And for us, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung, Manasho Deho Geho Jokichu Mor, everything. Okay, this is saying is very easy, teaching is easy, writing exam answer papers are also easy, but actually practicing is not so easy. So we need to pray that we should come to this stage when we can completely offer ourselves completely. Okay. The point is how Srila Prabhupada has taught us that we need to see that here actually the Shanko philosophy comes into picture many a times to understand that we are not this body. We are not this body means if we analyze the body is made of what? Biopita kapha. Jashatma buddhi tridhatu kunopi. Jashatma buddhi kunopi tridhatu. Jashatma buddhi kunopi tridhatu. Shadhi kalatra adishibhomanicha. Tirtho. So this verse clearly tells that this is not this body. So, but if we understand this, everything whatever we have got, even the sea, we understand that this is my body. But this body we have not manufactured. We have not manufactured these complicated eyes. We have not manufactured these complicated organs. So it has been given to me. It is mine. Something is given to me in somewhere we are staying, that place we get attached. Okay, you are attached to, but we understand that we have not come and get it. So we can offer that thing that this is my body. That means I engage my body, my word, my possession in the service of Krishna. So that engagement is very important. So this is also one level of Atmanivedana. So that is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is teaching us. Okay. So then we can read further about this paragraph. So here, after the offering of the soul, here again the offering of the body is there. Okay.
Prabhu, I had a question, Prabhu.
Please read. Someone should read.
Prabhu, I had a question, Prabhu, till
Yes.
what we have discussed. So, Prabhu, the Atma Nivedanam stage, is it correct to say that somebody who, let's say, who has a family, but they are not dependent on any like working anywhere or anything to maintain?
Yes.
They are just completely depending on Krishna.
Yes.
So, and then there is another example, let's say, where the person is working and at the same time, can he also be at the stage of Atma Nivedana?
Yes, both the cases he can be in the both of Atma Nivedanam. Like how we can see, suppose someone is working. Okay, it depends upon the consciousness, how he is looking into it. See, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was working professional. He was working as a magistrate, isn't it? But he has written this song. That means what? Whatever I am doing, whatever position I am having, he was having big bungalow building. He was staying in that very aristocratic way. He was staying. He and his family was staying like that. Okay. So, but his mood was completely surrendered to Krishna. So, this surrender to Krishna depends upon the mood. It does not depend upon exactly how he is maintained. Many a times it may happen that someone is not doing anything, okay, but he is attached. Attachment can come. Suppose he has been provided, okay, he has been provided some like a grihastha. A grihastha can become more Atmanivedam than brahmachari also. In last class, I just forget to mention regarding the last class or last to last class maybe. Last class only, Sunday. I was taking. So Sunday or I think Monday. So the topic came. The topic was there. The many unfit disciples. Unfit disciples, and regarding the chaotic situation in Bagbajar Gauriya Math. There, the Grihottagis, Brahmacharis, and Sannyasis were fighting among themselves. Who will get the Ganga facing room? Everything has been done by a Grihastha whose name is, I just forgotten. He's very close devotee, very what wonderful devotee. It's forgetting the name of the Grihastha devotee. He was a businessman, and That particular Grihastha, his one murti is also there in Bhagavad Gita. I'm just forgetting the name. So he was such a surrendered Grihastha that after whatever the earning at the end of the month, all the money he would give to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. This is for you. And from there, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and then his wife will come to beg from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati for running the family. So that is, and he has sponsored the entire temple, all the marble temples. And after making that temple, there was a fight among the devotees. They were Grihatagis. So see, here the point is we are not. This thing actually will understand. This is not actually Vaishnav Ninda. They were not actually in that sense fallen, but they were having some inclination. But we are discussing to understand the principle of Atmanivritti. Okay. So this is not categorized as the Vaishnav Ninda because we are not specifically pointing out to some devotees, but we are understanding the principles. So if you read the what is Vaishnav Ninda, that article, that essay written by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, you will understand. For making some principle to understand, sometimes we need to give some examples which apparently appear that it is a Vaishnav Ninda, but it is not according to that category. So I am just putting this example very cautiously, giving all my respect to those exalted devotees. But there were some chaos among this, and that's what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta has mentioned when he met Srila Abhaycharan Day on the bank of Radhakund. He said that Agun Jolve. He understood. Okay, and that has happened. The entire Gauriya Math, which was united when it was in one Ultralanga Junction Road where we are having now Bhakti Vinod Ashram, got completely segregated, completely divided into many branches based on this kind of misunderstanding and various sectarian motivations. So the point what I want to make here is that does not depend that someone is working and someone is not working, but completely dependent on Krishna. It depends upon after getting the resources, what he is doing. Okay. Whether he is completely offering to Krishna or he is attached to Krishna. Suppose someone is not actually working, going outside the world, he may be maintained by a temple. But after getting it, what is his relation? That's what I was mentioning in one class. I don't know with you or not. I was hearing in one lecture actually. This is our relation with matter that actually matters. That is the principle of Yukta Vairagya. Today we will discuss that. Yukta Vairagya and Phalugya Vairagya is that term. We are in the material world. We are into this material body, but how we are relating with this thing, that makes the point. Everywhere we are seeing matter. How we are seeing. That is the difference between a Mahabhagavat and yet to be a Mahabhagavat. That is the difference. স্থাবর জঙ্গম দেখি না দেখি তার মূর্তি সর্বত্র হয় আমার ইষ্টদেব স্ফুট. So this is the drishti of Mahabhagavat devotees. So for them, everything is already Lord's. So nothing belongs to me. He is seeing everywhere Krishna. But those who are not at that stage, okay, this is mine. I am offering it to me. Offer it to you. Actually, in one sense, this does not. We are not. Nothing belongs to us. Okay. But even though we have this attachment, okay, now we are thinking this is mine. Okay, let me offer it to Krishna. I have a house. Offer it to Krishna. Establish an altar. Invite devotees. Have festival and lead the life centering around the Lord. I am earning money. I am using all the money for Krishna's service. All the money. One way is I am for maintaining my family. and also for supporting the Krishna conscious society. Is that clear? The understanding? And this is important to discuss actually. This point is very important to discuss. So the question was relevant, and the discussion can be elaborated if anybody has any further question in this regard. Is that clear, Rajiv Prabhu?
It is clear, Prabhu, yes.
Yes. So this Atmanivedana, now we will come to the next paragraph. Yes. In the Hari Bhakti Bilas, please, Bilash, this we have not read, I think, this paragraph. Hari Bhakti Vivek, please read the Hari Bhakti Vivek part. I think some Mataji can read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, may I?
Yes, please.
In the Hari Bhakti Viveka, there is a statement regarding how one can offer his body in self-surrender.
Yes.
There, the devotee says, "My dear Lord, as a souled animal, has no need to think about his maintenance and sustenance. So, because I have given up my body and soul unto you, I am no longer concerned with my maintenance and sustenance." In other words, one should not bother about his personal or family maintenance or sustenance. If one is actually surrendered in body and soul, he should always remember that his only concern is to be engaged in the service of the Lord.
Yes. Thank you so much. So this is a very important thing. Uh, So a very strong example has been given here. Considering as an animal, so what does it mean? Does Rupa Goswami is hinting that we should have animalistic way, we will come down to the animal level, we will not apply any intelligence or anything? No. The point is, just like an animal when he is sold out to a maintainer, to the proprietor, he completely it does not has any independence. He cannot do anything independently. He is completely dependent on the proprietor. How the proprietor will maintain that's it. He cannot do anything. His only thing is to serve that proprietor. Whatever way, if the proprietor says, okay, you now graze around this field and have this grass, that's all. Whatever the proprietor will give, that's what. If the proprietor give someday grass, straw, that is his sustenance. He cannot of its own, he cannot do anything. Okay. So from these we can understand that this is not very easy thing to do. It is not very easy thing to do. Okay. And it is very rare. That is what Rupa Goswami will maintain. Will say later here. The last paragraph. Please read someone. It's very, very rare.
Srila Rupa Goswami says that devotional service in friendship and devotional service in self-surrender are two difficult processes. Therefore, such relationships with the Lord can very rarely be seen. Only for the advanced devotees are these two processes easily executed. The purport is that it is very rare to see surrender which is mixed with sincere ecstatic devotion. One must give himself completely to the will of the Lord.
Yes. So, if you remember, I think I have given the example in this connection. I just remember it. Example of Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur was also for his maintenance. He was not doing anything. One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Srivas Thakur that Srivash, I am seeing all the time you are engaging in chanting and dancing with me, but you are having family. How are you maintaining, Srivash? Then Srivash said, then I did not to worry about maintaining myself and my family. Every day, simply in the afternoon, I give 3 clapping of hand in front of your deities, of my deities. And within the clapping of 3 times, I get all my necessities. I need not to worry about anything. I need not to do anything. So this is what the Srivash Thakur was having such faith and such dependence. So at that time, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that even if there may be a situation when Lakshmi Devi may need to beg, but your house will be always full of good stuff and everything. You never need to beg anywhere. So that is what, and he said also, Shiva said, if I don't get anything, I will simply go and Ganga and I will give my life. That's it. I didn't try to think anything else. So, but we cannot imitate. We cannot imitate like Srivastava. We are not at that situation. Okay. So here are some examples. I will just, it will be, you can note down. The examples are like there is another word, Sharanapatti. Sharanapatti is the initial stage of Sharanagati or of Atmanivedana. In Sharanapatti is that one is acceptance the Lord as a protector. Okay, He will protect me. And in Atmanivedana is making oneself the possession of Krishna. Okay, just like if you remember, Sanatana Goswami, when he came to Jagannath Puri, at that time he was having some skin disease. Okay, he has to come from a different route to Jagannath Puri. So at that time he was thinking, and when he came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him. He was having some oozes was coming out, some liquids were coming out from various parts due to the infection of his body. And but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ignoring everything, he was embracing. So he was thinking in his mind that okay, when the Ratha Jatra will come, I will give my body under the cart, because every time, whenever I am coming to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is embracing me and he is getting all the liquids which is coming out from my body, and he was feeling very ashamed of that. So he was thinking that I will completely give my life under the cart. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately understood this, whatever he was thinking in his mind, and he said to Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana, don't you think this body also belongs to me? So how can you take a decision to finish off this body? So this is the Atmanivedana. This is very, very rare. So the example is the perfect Atmanivedana example, all of you know, is Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was completely surrendered, Atmanivedana. He is the ideal example of Atmanivedana. In front of his all subjects, all the prajas were there in front of in the Raj Sabha. He has been arrested for what? For giving everything to Lord Rama. He was arrested for that. After giving, just think, you have given everything to Lord, and then Lord is arresting you. I was hearing many years ago one lecture in Mayapur by Premanjan Prabhu. He was telling that just think, he was describing this Atmanivedana quality of Bali Maharaj. That he was thinking, he was giving very practical example we can relate, because Bali Maharaj, it is like an epic, it is like a very great story, it is there, classical example, but we may not relate always. But the practical example we can relate. Like he was telling that suppose a very rich man donor comes into our temple and he gives so many donation and he gives everything. Okay. Whatever his positions he gives, he written to ISKCON name. Okay. I am giving everything to ISKCON for the Lord's service. And after that, what we are doing, we are supposed he was giving an analysis to understand the point. We are arresting that person and put him into locker. Just see what will happen. So Boli Maharaj's situation was exactly like that. He has given everything. In spite of the advice given by his guru, Shukracharya, that is actually like animal. Animal will not listen, is not having any capability to listen to anyone except the proprietor. So Boli Maharaj also done that thing. He has given everything. He has accepted Krishna as his own sole proprietor. That's it. Whatever he wants, I am ready to do. And at that time, I was reading that Boli Maharaj, when he was doing this Atma Nivedan, at that time, his all prajas, all the soldiers were trying to attack Vamanadev. But he stopped them. He said, don't attack my Lord. Let him do what he wants to do. So he, by Boruna Pass, he was tied up and was taken into hellish planet in Shutar. But yes, obviously that planet was more glorious than anything else, than even the heavenly planet. And there Krishna becomes Dwarpa, becomes the gatekeeper. Okay. So, but that was not revealed to him at that time that he is going to get such kind of opulence. But just think, in front of all his prajas, he was humiliated like anything, but he was completely surrendered. See, giving one thing, you can give, but after giving, facing this consequence and then also remain in that mood is the most difficult. So that is the point, that Atma Nivedan, he is a perfect example. And then Ambarish Maharaj is Atma Nivedan mixed with the emotion of Dasharas. Okay. He was in servitorship mood, Atma Nivedan in Dasharas. He has also engaged each and every limbs of his body in the Lord's service. Okay. And then Atma Nivedan in the mixed with Preyoshi Bhava is Rukmini Devi. And Shakko and other Rasa could also be mixed with Atma Nivedan. Okay. Now offering favorite articles, this already we do. Everything, whatever is favorite, we can offer to Krishna. Performing all endeavors for Krishna. Krishna Artha Akhila Cheshta. Okay. This we will discuss when we will study Nectar of Instruction. Okay. And then being a surrendered. So this is what. Service. Please bring everything for Krishna. Yes. So this is being a surrendered soul. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is a, please read this part. This is actually the item of Saranapatti. So here the statement is, okay, I am reading. My dear Lord, a person who has surrendered himself unto you, who is in firm conviction that he is yours and who actually acts in that way by his body, mind, and words can actually really stand into bliss. And the Nishinuguna Lord Nishinuguna says, anyone who prays unto me and takes shelter from me become my word, and I protect him always from all sorts of calamities. So this is actually the point when one is accepting the Lord's protection. Okay. So this is the thing. So this is called a Sharanapatti. So there is a thin line difference between Sharanapatti, being a surrendered soul, and self-surrender. Okay. There is little difference. You can write in your book in bracket to understand, to remember, being a surrendered soul means Sharanapatti, and before Atmanivedan, the self-surrender is Atmanivedan. Okay, so that you should remember it.
Prabhu, so like for that statement, where firm conviction that he is yours.
Yes.
So this is like this self surrender. This is a mood of Vaikuntha, Prabhu.
Almost like that. Yes. That he is yours.
This is
Actually, if
not.
you read, it is like a Ramchandra. It is actually, this is coming from Ramchandra's mood, when Ramchandra has said that if anyone comes and and said at least one time said that I am yours, I always give all his protection, give him protection. So the point when Vibhishan was coming at that time, uh, this thing was described. This is, he has told that yes, anyone comes and says that I am yours, I have to give him protection. So Vibhishan was coming, I will give. Then somebody asked, then if now Ravan comes, what you will give? And Vibhishan said, I will give Ajodhya. And then somebody said, then what you will give to Bharat? Then Vibhishan said, I will give Vaikuntha. So like that. Yes. Is that clear? So this is all related to the Saranapatti, that where somebody is completely dependent on Krishna for his protection, for his everything. Okay. Thin line difference, I can understand that, and mainly Acharyas are explaining that this is related to protection, that he is thinking that I am protected by Lord. Lord is protecting me all the time. And in Atmanivedan, I am the possession of Lord. I am just a possession. Possession means like I am possessing this mobile phone. So I can do anything with this mobile. I can keep it on the table, I can keep it on my pocket, I can charge it, I can don't charge it. It is up to me. Okay, another person is, suppose someone is having a pet dog. Okay. So in that pet dog, he is thinking that I am very much secure because I am protected by my master. The master cannot do anything with that dog. The dog also had dog want to pass stool and urine, he will do some agitation, and the master has to take him outside, take the dog outside. Okay, dog sometimes bark of its own. Master will hear it, but sometimes not hear it. So it is not exactly the possession. Exactly not the possession. Okay, even the cow, but the animal, like cow and like this, they are completely dependent. The examples I am not giving very perfect, exactly matching example, just to make you the point understand that at one stage, the Sharanapatti stage, someone who is in Sharanapatti stage, who is a surrendered soul, being a surrendered soul means he is completely surrendered, and he is secure, he is completely surrendered, and he is completely thinking that I am completely protected by Lord in any situation. And Atmanivedan means completely giving him. At that stage, whether Lord protects, like, see, think about the Bali Maharaj. After giving everything, Krishna, but he was arrested and he was taken in the Sutal Patalalo. So what is the protection? Someone is getting arrested and is being humiliated. What is the protection from humiliation? What is the protection from his destination? He does not know where he is going to be taken. So there is no protection even. But then also he surrendered. But here the point is he is protected. Sugriv is thinking, Hanuman is thinking, my Lord is, I am taking shelter, Ramchandra will protect me. So like that. So maybe the Shakho, the Atmanivedan. See, this is a very thin line difference. I am not very what I can say Rasacharya like Rupa Goswami. The further elaboration is there in the books. Further, we need to do it. But just to understand, I have an article written by Urmimala Mataji regarding on this Atmanivedan, the Sharanagati and Sharanapatti. See, another thing I would like to say. What is the difference between Atmanivedan and Sharanagati? Anyone?
So I want to try.
Yes, please.
Like Atmanivedan, we are trying to be surrendered, but when we are surrendered, we already everything we surrendered to unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Already it's above the process, but Atmanivedan maybe it's under the process. Is it?
Yes, little bit. You are almost nearly correct. Nearly correct. Anyone want to add something?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Sudrita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Sada Pranam. Sharanagati is the first step towards
First stage of
first stage of stepping into
first step towards
the
what?
Hare Krishna.
First step.
Hello?
Yes, first step for what? I'm not.
First
heard
step
it that word.
towards Krishna in bhakti, and then Atmanivedanam is the last step.
Atmanivedan is the last stage. Yes. Okay.
Just trying to
Correct in one sense. Correct. This is also correct. Some further elaboration, if anyone want to add, can add please. Because if you remember, in Sharanagati also there is a Atmanivedan, one anga is there. Okay. Sharanagati also there is a part of Atmanivedan. And here also this Atmanivedan is there. First we need to understand that. Actually, what all of you have said that is like correct. Like you remember that story. One devotee of Shiva was there. Shiva was very pleased with that devotee, but that devotee was asking for material opulence. And then that devotee was sent by Shiva to Manashi Ganga. And Lord Shiva said that you go there, there is Sanatana Goswami, you go there and he will give you the benediction for fulfilling all your opulence. So then that person went to, I think you know all that story. Okay, that he has, I am not elaborating, I'm just coming to the point to explain this understanding. So there he went, he asked that Lord Shiva has sent, then Sanatana Goswami said that yes, you go to that dustbin area and you will find out Parashmani. Whatever you will touch, it will become gold. So he got it and he went and then he has his interaction with his family. He said that what fully you are, a person has given Parashmani which is lying down in his dustbin area. That means he must be having something better. So you go there and ask what is the better thing than Parashmani. Like he said, then he came back and then he again asked. Then this is important. Then Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I will give you the most opulent thing that I belong, but for that you have to throw this Parashmani to Manashi Ganga, or some places it is said Kusun Sarovar. You go and throw it in Jamuna or Kusun Sarovar. I have heard Kusun Sarovar. It is thrown, and Indian Archaeological Department has searched in the Kusun Sarovar to find out Parashmani, didn't get it. So that was there. But so the point is, he thrown, and then he followed his instruction. Now he has thrown it, the Parashmani, and then he come back, and then he has given this Harinam Chitam to him. So the point is, the throwing of this Parashmani on the Jamuna, in the water, is it devotional service? Throwing the Parashmani, is it devotional service or not? It is it included? Is it fitting? This throwing of Parashmani is fitting in the definition of bhakti.
It is like preparing a platform for bhakti. That act, it is like preparing the platform for bhakti.
Anartha nivritti.
Anartha nivritti. It is not even Anartha nivritti also. Anartha nivritti is also further subtle things are there. This is Anartha nivritti is also can be included as bhakti, because we are doing something for the pleasure of Krishna. Here he does not know, he is having only material desire, but he has faith in Sanatana Goswami, in the word of Sanatana Goswami, the word of a Mahajan like Lord Shiva. Based on that, he is doing everything. He is not even performing anything for the pleasure of Krishna till now. So what this throwing means, Pratikullasya Varjanam. This Pratikullasya Varjanam, just one example of Sharanagati stages, is the gateway towards Bhakti school. The gateway, it is the gate entry. Sharanagati is the entry and is the prana of Bhakti. It is the prana of Bhakti, it is not the Bhakti itself. Without this Sharanagati, without the mood of Sharanagati, Bhakti does not have any meaning at all. Okay, there is no entry into Bhakti without the mood of Sharanagati. Yes, the intensity of Sharanagati may be different at different stages of Bhakti, but some sorts of Sharanagati is required. That's why Sharanagati is not included as a part of this thing, but Sharanapatti and Atmanivedan is there. Sharanagati is the entry gate towards Bhakti. Okay. Is that clear? So, but it is very thin line difference, because there are some common angas, some common limbs are there of Sharanagati and Bhakti. Okay. But in Sharanagati, the main point is Sarva Dharmang Parityajya. Like Sarva Dharmang Parityajya is not Bhakti actually. Sarva Dharmang Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja. Aham Tam Sarvabhavat. So Krishna is telling this to Arjuna that you surrender to me, you come to me. So this coming to Krishna, we have to enter through the gate of Sharanagati. Karpan dosho apahato shavama prichhamitam dharma samrachita jatsreyangsha nishchitam bruhitan me shishasteham shadimantam prapannam. So this is prapatti. I am taking prapatti. By taking prapatti, then the Sharanapatti will come. Yes. After taking the prapatti, prapaddante. Another verse. Doivihesha gunomohi. What is that verse? Doivihesha gunomohi mamo maya durataya. Ekam sharanam mam ekam. Second line.
शरणं भज मामेकं शरणं
मामेव च
भज
प्रपद्यन्ते।
यो वेति तत्
What is that last part? And just okay. Let me remember. Say, Doibihesha gunomoyi, mam
मो माया दुरत्तया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते
mam evo propodante. This propodante is the Sharanagati part. Okay. So after understanding this thing, then this is not a bhakti verse. This is a Sharanagati verse. Karpanna dosha Sharanagati verse. Aham sarvadharman parityajya Sharanagati verse. But what is bhakti verse? Bhakti we have discussed in chapter 7. Maya shakta manapartha joga junjana mada asraya. So this is bhakti verse. Okay, so we need to understand the difference. There is a very thin line difference, and we can spend 1 or 2 hours only to understand these things. I will not elaborate further. I can share one wonderful article written by Obimala Mataji, published in Back to Godhead magazine many years ago. I was searching for some understanding of this thing. So you can read these words, read that article. There are also the Sharanagati, various limbs of Sharanagati is explained. And some limbs are common between Bhakti and this thing. But as a whole, we are coming to the Sharanagati means we are, suppose, I came to know that in our area, there is a person who is very rich, person. Okay. He can fulfill all the desire. Whatever the necessities, whatever the problem is there, he can fulfill. Now, but he has put some condition that you have to go with dhuti kurta, you have to be vegetarian, you cannot eat non-vegetarian, you cannot do illicit sex, you cannot do gambling, you cannot do this, pratikullasha varjanam. Then only he will be qualified. He will check the qualification. Then he will go, and then you can ask something. So this coming up to that person is the stage of Sharanagati. You have to develop some relationship. Na? Otherwise, how can you come to any person? You cannot come to that person. You have to understand that person. So this person is this. Okay. So this person has this kind of shakti. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it was explained there are 3 points are there where he can give all protection. Yeah. The Sharanagati is Sharanga Sharanagati is actually given in the song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But Acharya also explained that there is only one anga, and that is Krishna can give me full protection. This is the phenomena, and this is related to actually Sharanagati part. As he can give protection, that's why for him I am doing all the other things. Okay. So this is how we need to understand the difference between Sharanagati and Atmanivedan and Sharanagati. Is that clear? Something I think little bit clear, not very easy thing to clear in one session with small discussion, but you can further study, and if you have any further question, we can further discuss. For me also it will be further clarity. I as far as I have understood at this stage, I am explaining with all my effort. Now it is up to you. Any question, any doubt, any confusion, please. Clear? Thank you. Okay. No question. Clear?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Prabhuji, you said that throwing of that Parash money was the stage of प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम, मीन्स मतलब ये ऐसा है कि डिवोशन का जो पहला सीढ़ी है, मतलब डिवोशनल
पहला सीढ़ी भी नहीं है, डिवोशन शुरू ही नहीं हुआ.
नहीं प्रभु जी, मैं बोल रही
डिवोशन
हाँ।
शुरू नहीं हुआ, डिवोशन के लिए एलिजिबल होने के लिए ये चाहिए। सपोज मेरे को आईआईटी में जाना है, तो मेरे को जॉइंट एंट्रेंस पास करना है, आईआईटी का एंट्रेंस पास करना है। जॉइंट एंट्रेंस पास करने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आईआईटी में इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ना चालू हो गया, चालू नहीं हुआ। आईआईटी का गेट तक पहुंचने के लिए वो एंट्रेंस एग्जाम पास करके रैंक चाहिए। एयर इंडिया ऑल इंडिया रैंक, एयर रैंक आता है ना, ऑल इंडिया रैंक दिस, वो रैंक चाहिए कुछ, नहीं तो आईआईटी में एंट्रेंस ही नहीं होगा, उसके बाद तो पढ़ाई चालू होगा। ठीक है, फॉर रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल क्वालिफाइड अस, he was qualified us to start bhakti. This is not bhakti. मछली नहीं खाना भक्ति नहीं है। मछली मत खाओ, मछली तो बहुत लोग नहीं खाते हैं, हरिण नहीं खाते हैं, छागल नहीं खाते हैं, वो तो भक्ति नहीं कर रहा है। उसका तो वो नहीं खाना भक्ति नहीं है। लेकिन नहीं खाने से एक इंसान भक्ति स्कूल में एडमिशन मिल सकता है। Is that clear?
जी प्रभु जी, क्लियर।
This is the entry gate, and till one is practicing bhakti, he has to follow this. It is not that जो entrance मिल गया अभी तो कुछ भी कर सकते नहीं, क्योंकि जैसे ही वो शरणागति चला जाएगा, शरणागति का अंग को फॉलो नहीं करेगा, भक्ति का प्राण चला जाएगा। भक्ति देवी will die in his heart. Bhakti Devi will leave his heart. He has to follow. Okay, suppose he got initiation and then he start neglecting this four regulative principle. Bhakti will also neglect him. Bhakti Devi will not stay with him. Is that clear?
Yes प्रभु जी।
So this is the Sharana, and that is the point. Actually, sometimes we say Prabhupada has mixed this thing. One person is Sharanagata and doing chanting. चलो भगवत धाम चलो, बस शरणागत है, एक शरणागत भक्त हो गया, मतलब भगवत धाम चलो। It is clear. There is no doubt of it.
तो प्रभु जी, जो आत्मनिवेदन है, मतलब शरणागति, जो शरणागत है और सारा रूल्स फॉलो कर रहा है अंडर अ प्रॉपर गाइडेंस ऑफ
Exactly.
अ डिवोटी।
Atmanivedan in Sharanagati means who is ready, who is completely ready to follow whatever thing is required to enter into that admission test. He is ready for that.
ओके प्रभु।
Okay. So this was the first objective of our study today. Second is already I have explained. Serving with the process of Tulsi. This is also important. Tulsi, I think everybody knows how to serve Tulsi, and this is very, very important. Serving of Tulsi. Yes, someone can read from Prabhuji's side. Serving trees such as the Tulsi. Hare Krishna, please quickly, time is limited.
In the Skanda Puran, there is a statement praising the Tulasi tree as follows. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Tulasi tree, which can immediately vanquish volumes of sinful activities. Simply by seeing or touching this tree, one can become relieved from all distresses and diseases. Simply by offering obeisances to and pouring water on the Tulasi tree, one can become freed from the fear of being sent to the court of Yamaraj, the king of death, who punishes the sinful. If someone sows a Tulasi tree somewhere, certainly he becomes devoted to Lord Krishna. And when the Tulasi leaves are offered in devotion at the lotus feet of Krishna, there is the full development of love of Godhead.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. And we can understand this. We are every day we are doing it, and this is very important. That's why Srila Prabhupada has given Tulsi Puja for 2 times. It is very important for developing our devotional service. And in our Sanatan culture. This is there, and our particular climate is also very favorable for Tulasi. And even in Western country, in the entire Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned only one particular devotee's name, one particular of his disciples' name. And nowhere he has mentioned any other's name. Do you know whose name Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in his purport of Srimad Bhagavatam? One of his disciples' name is mentioned. Only one. Don't know. Govinda Das. And for why he has Srila Prabhupada has mentioned? Because he has taken care of Tulasi in the adverse Western climate. Even though in the very chill, cold weather, he has taken so much care and make some arrangement. There also Tulasi start growing. So he was
Govinda Das.
Govinda Dashi. Govinda Dashi. Govinda Dashi. So one of his female disciples. So only one mention in entire Srimad Bhagavatam. No mention of any other disciple. So he was very pleased, and they were very Govinda Dashi, and I am forgetting her husband's name. They were very close to Prabhupada. Actually, particularly this Prabhupada address has been derived by a conversation, has come out from a conversation between Govinda Dashi and Srila Prabhupada. Okay. One day, Govinda Dashi asked that how you feel about calling you Swamiji. Then Prabhupada said that actually in Vaishnava culture, we are Acharyas are addressed as a Prabhupada. But then Prabhupada said it is okay, whatever you address is all right. But then Govinda said, what pleases you most? Oh, that's all right. Prabhupada was not very like that. There was a conversation. Then finally Prabhupada agreed that yes, you can call me Prabhupada. So from there on, then because if you read even the early days in Western country, so the Prabhupada was mentioned as the Swamiji. Later he was started as a Prabhupada. So that was the devotee was very special, and her specialty was mainly planting Tulasi in the Western country. So Tulasi is very auspicious in all respect, simply by seeing, simply by touching, simply by remembering, simply by praying, to simply by going before, simply by hearing about, or simply by showing this tree. There is always auspiciousness. So anyone who comes in touch with Tulasi tree, the above mentioned ways, is automatically in the way. So this is the first chapter we completed. Second chapter is any question up to this?
Yes, Prabhu, one question, Prabhu. Prabhu, on Dwadasi, we should not pluck Tulasi, so that I am aware. But on the Ekadashi, should we abstain from watering Tulasi?
No. You can water Tulsi every day. Watering Tulsi is not every day. Tulsi Puja, after Tulsi Puja, devotees offer water.
Sometimes we hear that Tulasi Devi, she is doing fasting on Ekadashi. So we should not. No.
I have never heard of this thing. Only thing, during night time, after sunset, you should not water.
And Prabhu, you mentioned about like Prabhupada, this came from Govinda Dasi's discussion. So do we have any record like from where
Yes,
like
I
Prabhupada?
record conversation is there.
No, Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. Like who?
Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, how it came? No. Pranam Mantra, this is not related to Pranam Mantra. This is related to the addressing Srila Prabhupada as Srila Prabhupada.
And that I understood. So is there any do we know? Like,
that is also my question. My question means I am also interested to know that. Even the principle of Pranam Mantra, I don't know actually from where it comes, whether it gives from some previous gradation it is coming or how it is coming. I also don't know. Or it has to be compiled by someone oneself. I don't know. I think I have heard what I understood till now. The Pranam Mantra is compiled by the Acharyas, by the Guru. Guru himself need to compile the Pranam Mantra. Okay. This is his offering to his Guru. Actually. That's why each and every Pranam Mantra we find the mention of one's spiritual master's reference in the Pranam Mantra. like that. It means that how I am under his taking shelter of my spiritual master, I want to render service. What type of service? That's what I have understood. Okay, now this point, further aspects of transcendental service. So here, various other aspects of devotional service has been mentioned. So I have given you some one discussion point. So anybody want to discuss that, identify any item which you think that you need to improve. If personally you want to improve the practice, and you think that the improvement is very important, you can share and we can discuss how can we improve and what are the problem you are facing in executing that particular item. Anyone like to volunteer? At least 2-3 points we can discuss. That is also okay to cover this, because otherwise this is simply reading. The hearing reveals scripture. The Shastra Adhyan is there. Okay, then reciting in Mathura is there. Okay. Serving Mathura and other holy places. This is serving the Dham. Then rendering service to devotees. That is Vaishnava Seva is there. And then serving Lord according to one's position. Okay. Yes, another one's position. Kartik Vrata, and then God's appearance day festivals. Okay. And serving deity with great devotion.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you just repeat the question you told na, that identify any item that we want to discuss?
I have given in the group also. Identifying any item which you are thinking that the practice or execution of that items, you are facing some challenges and you want to improve it on it. So you need to think of it and share something based on your practice. And if you are not responding anything, it will be assumed that you are not facing any difficulty and you are executing everything very nicely without any challenges. So if you were, it is very rare. We are always facing some challenges naturally, at least as far as my understanding, as far as my situation, seeing my situation, I can say. So if anyone is having anything to say, you can say. Reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, Association of Advanced Devotees. Chanting the holy name, Sri Nama Sankirtan. Okay. And then living in Mathura. One is residing in Mathura. Residing in Mathura, you can write down Dham Mathura Sheva. Dham Sheva. In earlier, Mathuraya, that is called serving Mathura and other holy places. Okay. That particular item is actually serving. So that here is residing, here is living sthiti, Mathura Bash. Okay. Mathura sthiti. Sri Mathura Mandale sthiti. So anything? Nothing. No one want to share any challenges they are facing in executing any items?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, actually,
Yes.
I am facing challenges, but मीन्स वो ऑल टुगेदर एक साथ वो चीज हो रहा है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि पर्टिकुलरली आई एम फेसिंग चैलेंजेस इन चैंटिंग, मतलब ऑल टुगेदर आफ्टर डूइंग द भक्ति शास्त्री अभी रियलाइज हो रहा है दैट थिंग, मतलब actually it is very big, it will take lot of time, so I don't know how to say this, but actually during the evening time, जैसे ही evening time होता है, what happens I can see that जो the mode of ignorance वो बहुत ज़्यादा ही high हो जाता है, and after that I chant, I love chanting, and I also मतलब एक blissfulness भी feel होता है, but at the same time जितना मैं पहले happy थी before coming into devotional life, I was happy and I was happy. But after coming into the devotional life, what happened? I started chanting. I even realized many things. And heart में बहुत अच्छा feel होता है. But now I realize that from mind, I have still not accepted it. I love chanting, but somewhere mind just keeps going back on that same day where I was so happy, so blissful, I was so chilled. And when I see the devotees, आई सी देम एज नॉर्मल, जैसे जैसे नॉर्मल बिहेव करते हैं, बट मैं रिलेट नहीं कर पा रही हूँ कि मैं वैसे नॉर्मल क्यों नहीं हो पा रही हूँ, ऑल्दो आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग इट वेरी रिजिडली, स्टडिंग द स्क्रिप्चर्स, जो भी लगता है, डिवोशनल सर्विस अपने गोपाल जी, एंड आई आल्सो लव इट, बट मेंटली समवेयर आई एम स्टक. And there were many deaths in my family, continuous, like 6 deaths. तो क्या हुआ था that जब उनकी डेड बॉडी मेरे सामने थी, then वो सडन भगवत गीता के सारे श्लोक सारा वो चीज चलने लगा था. तो now what happens now, even when I just become happy, suddenly I see my hand and say, oh, I am not this body, I am soul, but and I just मेरा माइंड वो चीज ये नहीं पता है कि मैं आई मीन कैसे मैं काम करूं, मैं कैसे चलूं, मैं तो ये शरीर हूं ही नहीं, मैं कैसे खुश रहूं, मुझे मतलब आई जस्ट फील वेरी, मतलब मुझे नेचुरल फीलिंग हो रहा है अभी इस टाइम पे, थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट फील होता है, एंड फिर टू दिस कंप्लीट हैप्पीनेस नहीं आ पा रहा है इसके वजह से. तो आई डोंट नो हाउ टू टैकल दिस बहुत ज्यादा, और उस वजह से क्या होता है कि मेंटली समवेयर बहुत ज्यादा पेन भी होने लगता है कभी कभार. तो देन आई स्टार्ट चैंटिंग.
क्या होता है?
मतलब बहुत नर्व्स में ना, मतलब वो फ्लिकरिंग होती है, यहाँ से बहुत ज्यादा फ्लिकरिंग होती है, लाइक जैसे बहुत सारे पार हो रहे हैं, बहुत ज्यादा पेन होने लगता है जब ज्यादा सोचने लगती हूँ इन सब के बारे में कि बॉडी नहीं हो, सोलो, देन एंड सडनली आई विल लुक टू द स्काई, वो जो भी पढ़ा है प्लैनेट सिस्टम्स, वो कंटिन्यू दिमाग में इतना ज्यादा वो घूमने लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं सटल में ना आई एम स्कैर्ड, although I know कि yeah, Gopal ji is there, but seeing so many deaths into my family, and then वो एक drastic change in life का, where अभी भी मैं mentally, has been 6 years since I'm practicing devotional service, but mentally now I realize कि accept नहीं. 6 साल हो गए प्रभु, just 6 years ही हुआ है, but I see many devotees who are 2 years or 3 years, still they are so happy, so happily practicing it. वही मैं सोचती हूँ, मैं क्यों लैक कर रही हूँ, मैं क्यों इतना कुछ जानने के बावजूद एंड एक्सेप्टिंग इट, फिर भी मैं स्टक हो जा रही हूँ. डोंट नो व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम.
नहीं, मेनली सो मैंने जितना मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है, बट आई अंडरस्टूड दैट फाइनली इट इज अफेक्टिंग योर चैंटिंग.
यस प्रभु,
दिस काइंड ऑफ थॉट प्रोसेस. ओके.
यस, मैं हैप्पीली उस चीज को एक्सेप्ट कर लेना चाहती हूँ कि हाँ, ये मेरा भक्ति का पार्ट है, मेरा बैक लाइफ नहीं आने वाला, बट एवरी टाइम मेरा बैक लाइफ जो है मुझे बार बार माइंड में हिट करता रहता है एंड फिर
बैड टाइम किया. ओके.
बार बार इवन बचपन से आई यूज्ड टू हियर बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग्स सिंस चाइल्डहुड, अभी भी वो इवन इफ आई स्विच ऑन टू कीर्तन, वो पावर ज्यादा होता है मुझे बॉलीवुड गाना सुनना, मतलब जब मूड इतना ज्यादा डाउन हो जाता है, मुझे 2 बॉलीवुड गाना सुनना ही पड़ता है खुद को अपलिफ्ट करने के लिए. वापस से नॉर्मल मोड में आती हूँ, ओके नाउ स्टॉप इट, फोकस ऑन चैंटिंग, फिर फोकस करके फिर वापस कीर्तन मोड में आती हूँ. मतलब ऐसा चैलेंजेस हो रहा है.
So what I can
और
say
भी
this is little different discussion, but we need to be a little bit relaxed. First of all, we need to understand that we are not in pure devotional state yet. Okay. So I have some inclination. If you have some inclination, what you have done, that is good. Hearing some song which you want to hear it, because we cannot suppress, because if we suppress, it will create some different problem. So that is what I was discussing in the first stage, karmarpanam. Karmarpanam means they are attached to something, and even before that stage, karmarpanam is like a nishkam karma yoga stage, and before that the shakam karma yoga stage, just like the demigods, the devatas. They are very much interested to enjoy material opulence. Okay, but they are obedient to Lord also. When Indra do puja, yoga in heavenly planet, Lord Vishnu himself come in front of him. Okay, Indrari Bakulam Lokyam. For whenever Indra is disturbed, Krishna takes as a king appear in this material world to protect. But Indra is the Shakam Bhakt. So we relax. First of all, this is called a relaxing yoga. The aspect of relaxing yoga. We relax. Because if we don't relax, what will happen? The mind will, suppose the point is, this is actually the entire sadhana bhakti. What we have understood. What is the essence of sadhana bhakti? Have you remembered? Anybody remember? Mataji, what is the essence of sadhana bhakti? Essence, final essence. Okay,
To love God.
What is the essence of sadhana bhakti?
To develop like natural affection slowly. Now we are
That is the
doing it.
result. That is the outcome of sadhana bhakti. But what is the essence? Finally, by sadhana bhakti, what we are trying to do? Jeno teno prokareno mano krishna nivashay. Means we need to engage our mind, never forget Krishna. At least never forget Krishna means, and always remember Krishna means, remembering Krishna at least once in the day. For us, Kirtaniya Sadahari does not mean like always Kirtan, always 24/7. No, it is once in the day, every day. So there is a difference. So we are at that stage, and we have to accept. Yes, I am at that stage. I will progress step by step. No problem. I am doing whatever is prescribed duties are there. See, you are not breaking any four regulative principle. You are chanting every day. That is enough. That's what I was telling. Not breaking four regulative principle means you are a Sharanagata devotee. And following four regulative principles and chanting 16 round means you are obedient to your spiritual master, obedient to Srila Prabhupada at least. If you are not taken Diksha, I don't know whether you have taken Diksha or not. So you are the first three among the 10, among the 64 items, there are first 20 and then 44. Among the 20, the first 10. Among the 10, there is first 3, SDO, Shelter Diksha Obedience. So if that obedience is there and Sharanagati is there in your heart, that I will not break four regulative principle, that is enough and enough. And never ever commit any Vaishnava aparadha. Everything will be taken care of. You need not to worry about anything. Yes, bad thoughts are coming, let them come. Don't resist. First of all, accept. Yes, it is coming. Because I am not so pure in my heart till now, so it is coming. That's all right. That's all right. But I am not. Some bad thought is okay, but some. We cannot fight with the mind. So it is like, suppose one example I am trying to give. Suppose the water, you are into a stream of river. Okay. Now, if you overcome, you have to swim against the stream. Okay, suppose you have to go to the opposite side of the river, but the stream is flowing against it. So now you have to take some shelter, some vehicle to go towards that. Okay. Now instead of taking the shelter of that vehicle, if you of your own you try to 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 overcome the resistance of that, it is not possible. So you accept that yes, this current is too much. Accept it. Now I am taking a shelter of Mahamantra. Mahamantra will help me. Of my own, I don't have any hope to overcome this Vaitarani, overcome this material existence. But if I start fighting with the stream, no, I will first overcome the opposite stream, flow of stream. So then my energy will go to fight against that. So that is what happens on many a times we become exhausted. Instead of becoming exalted, as we rise ourselves exalted position, we become exhausted. After exhausted, how can we chant properly? We feel tired because of so many thoughts crisscrossing our mind. So that's why before chanting, you should chant the Bhuta Shuddhi mantra. Bhuta Shuddhi mantra means chanting that Jivera Sharupa Hoy Krishnero Nitya Das. I am not this material body, means I am not connected to this thing, but this material body is my asset. I am this material body, I am not this material body. That means one thing is we can think I am not this material body, another thing I am offering this material body for chanting. Sitting properly needs some strength of this material body. Physical alertness is the first step, then mental alertness, then the next third door is spiritual alertness. So if we get defeated in these two steps, physical alertness and mental alertness, they are only our energy finishes off. That's why we go sleep or we become inattentive while chanting. We cannot come up to the spiritual alertness position. We are trying to fight either our mental exhaustion or physical exhaustion. Either we are physically tired or mentally tired. So we need to be physically fit and mentally fit first. That's why Prabhupada said, first physical health, then your chanting, then service. 3 steps. Okay. So and that's why Prabhupada always sign his letter. All the spiritual masters also sign that this letter finds you with best of your health and joy. You are situated in a joyful situation and healthy situation. Okay. So this is how we need to overcome. The first thing you have to accept that I am not in the stage of Rupa Goswami. They can sleep for 1 hour, 2 hours. If we try one day, if we do, next day we have to sleep 10 hours. We get so exhausted. So it is not practical. Prabhupada or like that. We are our case is what Krishna has prescribed us. Krishna has prescribed Jukta ahara viharasya Jukta cheshtasya karmashu Jukta shapna bodhasya Yoga Jukta dukha. Balance sleep, balance diet, balance work, then yoga will happen. We are not like Srinivas Acharya has sung for Shara Goswamis. Shara Goswamis, that song is Nidra Ahara Vijito. They have achieved, they have conquered Nidra and Ahar. Okay. Even though Lord told this thing for Arjuna, Arjuna has overcome that thing. Gurakesh, he was Gurakesh. Gurakesh means who has overcome the sleep and ignorance. So we are not, Avidya is there. Avidya will be removed at the stage of Krishna Prem. Have we got Krishna Prem? Avidya binasho jate, prema bhakti hoy tate. We are singing every day. We are begging at the lotus feet of our spiritual masters, at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, that please destroy this avidya so that I can come closer to the Krishna. But that will come. We have to pray very intensely, but we have to patiently wait for that day to come. Is that clear? So don't worry, Mataji. Challenge will be there. Practicing of many limbs of the devote, of the thing. That is the sadhana bhakti. You have to keep on practice. Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Prabhu, just one thing I wanted to share, like on the same point, that like before coming to devotional life, like if I think about my life, so we had friends in school and colleges where we used to have so much fun. But once we read Prabhupada books, we can no longer enjoy that fun with them. But there is a lacking. We want that kind of fun. So in Krishna consciousness, most of the time it happens that we are listening to superiors. It is a kind of like instruction wise relationship. So in Krishna consciousness, if we have some relationship at the same level, like friendship level,
Very
so
important.
that becomes joyous. Otherwise, it becomes like there is some rasa which we had throughout our life in friends, and suddenly in Krishna consciousness we do not have friends where we can have that fun. Like in the class, we were having so much fun. Outside class, we were going to movies, we were going to restaurants. So there is some sort of rasa there. So we need to have some same
Yes.
level of friendship
Yes,
in.
yes. That is there. That we will further discuss when we will study Upadeshamrita. That Dadati prati grinnati guccamakhati prichati bhunte bhajayate chaivo sarvidham priti lakshana. This priti vinimaya should be there. And Mataji, another thing, this in Martalo, Mrittu is a common phenomenon. Okay. This is a Martalo. Mrittu is the natural thing. Survival is actually an exception in one sense. Okay, so but dying, death is there. Actually, we are all the dead bodies. Only thing it is animated due to the presence of the spirit soul. That's it. So yes, the point is this phase will be there. See, we are in between now. Why in between? Like we have understood that material world does not is a we are not this matter. We have understood theoretically. Practical realization is yet to come. So we are struggling between this pure spiritual consciousness and grossly material consciousness. We have little bit uplifted ourselves from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness, but not fully come to the pure stage. So we are going to this transition stage. So this transient stage will be some little bit difficulty. Everyone faces this thing. So don't worry about that. Accept that this is there. You are not alone. Everybody more or less we have expressed. Everybody more or less is facing the same situation. We are on the same boat. But Prabhupada is there, who is the chief mentor, chief captain of our boat. So we are at safe hand. That can be assured. So these things will be there. We have at least taken the boat. Okay. So be in the boat. That's it. Okay. So now there are only 2 points remaining in the 2 chapter. We will complete. So here I will read various aspects of devotional, various items of devotional service. So now we will discuss briefly about the 5 potent form of Krishna consciousness. This we are already doing every day. So nothing to discuss elaborately. So here also, if you have any question, this is the 5 items. That's the last 4 items, 60 items we have discussed. Among the 64 items, this the last 4 items, 5 items are very, very important. That is, yes. So, সাধু সঙ্গ নাম কীর্তন ভাগবত শ্রবণ মথুরা বা শ্রীমূর্তি শ্রদ্ধায় সেবন সকল সকল সাধন অঙ্গ সকল সাধন শ্রেষ্ঠ এই পঞ্চ অঙ্গ কৃষ্ণ প্রেম জন্মায় এই পাঁচের অল্প সঙ্গ. So I will request everyone to note down this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 28 verse number 128 and 129. Okay, you can read this purport. Here also the same thing has been described in a brief way. So these 5 items, that is what we have described already, that is sadhu sangha, namo kirtan, bhagavad shravan, muthra bas, srimutri shraddha. So this is very potent and we need to do it. And here also that same example what we were discussing now, that what happens when we come to Krishna consciousness, and Rupa Goswami is very sarcastically alerting us. So Mataji, you can read this part. So you can read this verse, this part from regarding worship the form of the Lord or deity. Rupa Goswami has written the following verse.
My dear friend, if you still have any desire to enjoy the company of your friends within this material world, then don't look upon the form of Krishna who is standing on the bank of Keshi Ghata, a bathing place in Vrindavana. He is known as Govinda and his eyes are very enchanting. He is playing upon his flute and on his head there is a peacock feather and his whole body is illuminated by the moonlight in the sky.
Yes, so that means this is what actually. So that means the purport of this verse is that if someone becomes attached to the Sri Murti or deity of Krishna by worshipping at home, then he will forget his relationships of so-called friendship, love, and society. He will completely forget. Thus, it is the duty of every householder to install deities of the Lord at home and begin the process of worshipping along with all of his family members. This will save everyone from such unwanted activities as going to clubs, cinemas, and dancing parties, and smoking, drinking, etc. All such nonsense will be forgotten if one stresses the worship of the deities at home. So what Rajiv Prabhu was telling, that to compensate that outings at clubs, cinemas, dancing parties, what we should have? We should have clubs, cinema, and dancing party in our home in front of the deities. We can dance, we can do kirtan, we can do nritya, and we can even see cinemas. There are very wonderful cinemas. Bhai Channel Cinema is there. Various nowadays 3D movies are coming. So many cinemas are there related to Krishna, because Krishna's pastimes are very enchanting. So everything can be, and in that association we can develop relationship among our friends. We can develop many friends. Peers are required, okay, to share our heart and see Krishna in the Krishna pastimes. When he was with the Gopo Balaks, he was also cracking jokes. So cracking jokes is our natural propensity coming from Krishna. So we need to have that kind of thing, but it should not cross the limit of, because we are at Sadhaka Bhakti, it should be in the purview of sadhana bhakti culture, not by in the friendly exchange, should not dilute the relationship of devotees relationships. It should not make someone that I can belittle or start leg pulling like that. Okay. That will take us to a little bit Shahajiya inclinations. Okay. So you have to be cautious for that. Okay, so they in this chapter, all the 5 items, the glories of all the 5 items, and how every day we should execute at least these 5 items. And if you are attending morning program, then all the 5 items are done. Okay, so these glories of 5 items you can read from this section, and you can share the importance after coming to Krishna consciousness. Among these 5, mostly among these 5 must have helped you progress in Krishna consciousness. Which among these 5 you think? Because সকল সাধন শ্রেষ্ঠ এই পঞ্চ অঙ্গ একেরও সাধন, all, what is the words? কৃষ্ণ প্রেম জন্মায় এই পাঁচেরও অল্প সময়, little bit of practice. So till now we must have developed some practicing habit of these 5 items. So anyone want to share which items has helped you a lot to progress in your Krishna consciousness, and and the importance of your journey in Krishna consciousness, ongoing journey of Krishna consciousness? Which one? Anyone would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, japa, before coming in Krishna consciousness,
Yes.
I never practiced japa. But other rituals was there, like offering bhoga and arti. That was because my parents was from Vaishnava family, so our family culture was like that. But
Very good.
the japa was not there. After coming in ISKCON only, I practiced japa with the devotees, and at the same time, when I joined very early, I was not able to do meditate properly. Only 4 malas or 3 malas, it was struggle for me. But after 3-4 months, I started 16 rounds, and nicely, like I love to do now. It's
Very good. Very good. So japa has helped you very much.
Yes,
Thank you, Mataji. This is very important. Japa, chanting the holy name. It is there. If you read the holy name, chanting the holy name, if you develop little attraction for that, that is also very important. Yes. Anyone else want to share their experience?
Prabhu, for me, like specifically, like attraction for reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then I have visited, like in this many years, thrice Vrindavan, and then many times Mayapur. So these visits have helped tremendously in association of devotees. When in Vrindavan, we used to go for parikrama, Govardhan parikrama, everything. So like that is very, like, even after so many years, it feels very fresh.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. That is also, in my case also is like that. Jatra was really a important role has played, and I actually, if I want to share, I can share that Jatra. I have gone to Vrindavan when I joined after completing the self-discovery course in Mumbai. I went to Chopati temple. So at that time, the devotees taken to Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan only I started chanting 16 rounds. So chanting and this jatra, both the things actually helped me a lot, but particularly the association of the devotees. The association of the devotees was the most important, I can say, and under their association, under their guidance, they only helped me to develop attraction, or how to develop attraction for chanting, how to take chanting very seriously. At least attraction is difficult. Attraction is not there yet, but taken how to take the japa seriously. That much understanding they have imbibed me. So that is one thing. And these 3 things are very important: jatra, association, and this. And also, and now day by day the Bhagavatam also is taking up slowly. Shastri is coming. So that is it. Okay. So you can read all the items are there. I'm not elaborating much. So now I will go to chapter 13, and in chapter 13, the discussion part is already I have done in my previous discussion. In chapter 13, The discussion is related to Varnashram. So devotional qualification. Okay. So someone can read. Small chapter, not much is there. Or else I can read, but you should keep your video on. I am seeing many of you are keeping your video off. I can understand this is the constant, that's what I will discuss afterwards. Some weekend session for next unit will be better for you and better for me also. Because now you are coming exhausted, and the next day is also working day. So we will see how we can do this thing.
Oh, may I read?
Yes, please read Mataji.
Chapter 14, Devotional Qualifications. Some scholars recommended that knowledge and renunciation are important factors for elevating oneself to devotional service. But actually, that is not a fact. Actually, the cultivation of knowledge or renunciation, which are favorable for achieving a footing in Krishna consciousness, may be accepted in the beginning, but ultimately they may also come to be rejected. For devotional service is dependent on nothing other than the sentiment or desire for such service. It requires nothing more than sincerity.
Yes, so that means here also the same thing. This renunciation means actually whatever is unfavorable, discarding those things. Okay, that is Pratikulasya Varjanam, something like that. So that is helpful to come to the footing in Krishna consciousness. Maybe accepted in the beginning, but ultimately they may also come to be rejected. So this tyaga, okay, this tyaga is also I am rejecting everything. So if I become very much taggy, then that tyaga aspect will cover. That's why we have discussed Oti Ashakti and Oti Virakti. Oti Virakti will disqualify us from devotional service. So to be qualified in devotional service, we need to be balanced. Okay. So that's why this Jnana and Vairagya, it is good, it is there, it is an important factor, but it is not that very important. So you should not be attached. We should not be attached to this knowledge and renunciation. Rather, we should be attached to what? Krishna. Maya Shakta Mana Krishna. We are Ashakti. If it is going towards this Oti Ashakti, to Oti Ashakti means too much attachment to enjoy the material world. And Oti Virakti means renouncing too much renunciation. So what will happen? We will then get attached to that renounced position. Instead of using that renunciation to develop our attraction for Krishna, we will develop attraction for that renunciation itself. That will cover again abritam instead of anabritam. Rather, this knowledge and renunciation should anabritam. Anna vilasita sunnam jnana karma anabritam. That will take us to pure devotional service. Otherwise, it will cover. Is that clear? So, this is the point Srila Prabhupada was explaining here, and this is the question. It is the opinion of expert devotees that mental speculation, artificial astrology, and yoga practice may be favorable for becoming liberated from mental contamination, but they will also make one's heart harder and harder. That's what I am telling. This thing already we have discussed when we have discussed the secondary characteristic of pure devotional service. They will not help at all in the progress of devotion. That's what I was telling, that rejecting something is not actually devotional service. Sometimes people get scared of hearing four regulative principle itself. So that's why four regulative principle should not be given at the first instance. They should be given what you are getting. Just try to understand. You are getting Krishna. Try to develop attraction for Krishna. So that attraction will help you. Bhaktir parashanubhava viraktir annat. Bhaktir parashanubhava will give distasteful to the other things. Naturally. when I will develop attraction for 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 gulab jamun, I will naturally discard something which is something poisonous. Okay, so fire attraction, param drishta nivartate. So that is the point. So these processes are therefore not favorable for entering into the transcendental of the Lord. Actually, Krishna conscious devotional service itself is the only way of advancing in devotional life. Okay. From bhakti comes bhakti. That's it. Practice the bhakti, pure bhakti will come. That's it. Devotional service is absolute. We have discussed this thing, the independent nature of devotional service. It is both the cause and the effect, Sattva and Sadhana. The Supreme Personality, the Sattva is Bhakti, Sadhana is Bhakti. Our object is Bhakti. Chanting, we are chanting. Why we are chanting? So we can chant more. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause and effect of all that be. And to approach Him, the absolute, the process of devotional service, which is also absolute, has to be done. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Himself. One can understand me only through Bhakta Mamo Vijanati. That is the point. In the beginning, His teaching of the Gita to the Lord is, because you are my devotee, I shall teach you the secret to you. Vedic knowledge means ultimately to understand the Supreme Lord, and the process of entering into His kingdom is devotional service. That is accepted by all authentic scripture. Mental speculators neglect the process of devotional service, and by simply trying to defeat others by philosophical research, they fail to develop the ecstasy of devotion. So, this is what actually explained, referring to various scriptures, what we have discussed in establishing, understanding the secondary characteristic, Gauna Lakhan of devotional service, that is Tatastha Lakhan, that is that it should not cover our devotional inclination towards Krishna. Okay. So actually, a person who is developing Krishna consciousness still has some attachment to mutual enjoyment. Will soon be freed from such tendency by regularly discerning devotional service under the instruction of one of our spiritual masters. So even though that's what material attachment can be there, various kind of attachment, material enjoyment. See, mind is a rascal mind, is a wild mind. Please, sorry for that. This is the nature. Chanchala hi mana Krishna pramodhi balavat dridam tasaham nigraham manne payaviva sudushkaram. It is a very, very stubborn mind. Some thought, good for nothing thought will come during chant. Okay, which I have not thought any time. So that means what is happening? We are started cleaning the room. So when the room cleaning happens, the dust will evaporate. The dust will start full in the room. We will be drenched with the dust only first. But that is the process how it starts. So as soon as we start, so that's what it is given the example of when the milk ocean was started, the Samudra Manthan started, the chanting of the ocean happened. First, Amrita did not came. Amrita came at the last. First came the Visha. The Kalakuta Vish was there. So similarly, these anarthas are like Kalakuta Vish. As it was not, churning was not done, it was not there. So that means the material attachment. Sometimes we may feel that before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was not so much attached. So much my attachment. I'm not feeling so much lusty, greedy. All this lusty, greedy anger has increased. How it is? What is happening? Whether the process is working? Whether I have taken the wrong path? No. Process is actually working. When you are feeling this thing, that means process is proper. You are doing the process properly, and process is also working. The medicine has started working. There are many medicine. When you will take that Ayurvedic medicine, you have to go many times to the washroom because the cleansing. Okay. Before taking, I was having only one time going to washroom to evacuate myself. Now I am doing many times. What is happening? No, because this medicine is taking out the subtle dirt which is there. So that's why you have to go so much time to the washroom. You have to go too much time to evacuate yourself. So that is the material attachment. Sometimes you feel like what happens? This is like that. So don't worry about that. This is a natural thing. Everybody has gone through, has to go through this. This is the Anuttara stage. Sri Goswami then recommend that one should not be attached to mental sense enjoyment, but should accept everything enjoyable that is in relationship to Krishna. For example, eating is necessary and one must. So this is the definition of Yukta Vairagya. Anasuktasya Vishayan Jathanam Upajunjata Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yukta Vairagya Uchyate. So this is the process. That's why Uti Asakti and Uti Virakti is different. So we will not take anything for our material enjoyment, but we will use everything for Krishna's service. So I have my house. What is one extreme is the fruitive worker or materialistic persons are making this house more enjoyable for their sense gratification. And the renunciation are completely rejecting that house. What devotee is doing? Devotee is neither rejecting nor enjoying, utilizing it Krishna's service. So one is enjoying, one is enjoyment, another is renunciation, rejection, and another is utilization. So we have to utilize it for Krishna's service. This is the principle of Yukta Vairagya. Example, eating is necessary and one wants some palatable dishes to satisfy senses of taste. So in that case, for the satisfaction of Krishna, rather than for satisfaction of tongue, some palatable dishes may be prepared and offered to Krishna. Then it is renunciation. Let the palatable, this is Vairagya, let the palatable dishes be prepared, unless they are offered to Krishna, one should not accept them for it. This vow of rejecting anything that is not offered to Krishna is actually renunciation. This is Yukta Vairagya. And by such renunciation, one is able to satisfy the demand of the senses. So here, he is not taking, so he is renunciant, and again he is Yukta. When after it is offered, he is honoring that person. So this is the utilizing the senses in the service of Krishna. The impostors who try to avoid everything material may undergo severe austerities, but they miss the opportunity of being engaged in the service of the Lord. Thus, their renunciation is not sufficient for perfection. So that is the point. So this we have discussed in the Bhagavad Gita also, that the Mayavadis, they reject Krishna and reject Krishna's form. So they fail in, they even though go to the Brahmalok, they come down, Brahmajati, they come down. So there are many instances here following such artificial realization without any contact with devotional service. The impersonal again fell down and become attached to material content. That is what it is. So we cannot, then they started doing various philanthropy activities like that. So we should not fall into this kind of trap. So the Virakti will not favor everyone. So one should give up anything that can be, should not give up anything that is utilizable. This is the secret of devotional service. Utilization. Anything that can be utilized in the advance in Krishna consciousness and devotional service should be accepted. So this is a very revolutionary thought process in the execution of the devotional service. So this is advised everywhere in Bhagavad Gita and everything. So the main point is Yukta Vairagya should be practiced. We should not practice Phalugya Vairagya. So many examples are there from instance like when Raghunath Das Goswami has asked to come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said that I want to leave my home. At that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed that no, now you don't renounce, don't leave your home. Now you go back and practice renunciation internally, and externally you do all your prescribed duties. So our practice is antare, we have to practice in our heart, internal renunciation. We should not, we have to renounce the false understanding of possessiveness. That we have to renounce. We have to understand that everything belongs to Krishna, although we are utilizing everything for Krishna's service. So you can read, and if you find any question, you can ask me. So this is what the point we wanted to discuss. And another thing is also there regarding the Varnashram part that we were discussing earlier, Karmarpanam. So in that connection, we have already discussed that in the Varnashram system, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that Yovacha regarding the karmarpana. Okay, but that does not mean I have discussed this thing actually that Srila Prabhupada has established the Varnashram ministry and wanted that we should follow. We are actually following in that in our society. Brahmacharis are there, Vyastas are there, Sannyasis are there, Vanaprasthas are there. So together we are serving Krishna. So that is how we can execute devotional service and we can make ourselves successful. So Varnashram is not rejected. Rejection of Varnashram is in the context of that in context of the devotional, pure devotional service, it is higher than pure devotional. Pure devotional service is higher than Varnashram system. So somebody, until one comes to the pure devotional service, he should not reject Varnashram system. Like we are following all the rules of Varnashram system. We are not mixing mixing male and female together like that. We have a separation. We have a distinction. So many considerations are there in Vyasta Ashram, in Brahmacharya Ashram, in Sannyas Ashram. So that has to be followed. So that is that. So sometimes we think that we are not body, we are soul. That does not mean that any female devotee can go to any sannyasi to touch his feet. Okay, this is not allowed. The female devotee is ready to expressing his devotion, but the sadachar is there that she cannot touch. So we are understanding that he is the male body and she is in the female body. So that respect is there. That understanding is there. We are not a body, but we are utilizing a vehicle. We are utilizing something which need to be maintained like that. Like these bodies are nothing like but our vehicle. So as the vehicle, when they start running on the road, they has to follow the traffic rule. Similarly, this bodily vehicle also have to follow some traffic rules. That's why the Juktahara principle is there to take care properly of this vehicle, and we have to maintain the Sadachar properly to utilize our vehicle in a proper way. So that is the point. So Varnashram cannot be completely violated. Yes, when one is situated in the stage of Madhavendra Puri, he is like that, beyond any Varnashram. Someone is like Jara Bharat, he is beyond Varnashram. Okay, so Shukdev Goswami, so they are like Mukta, so they are not falling under any Varnashram. Yes, and the same thing, rejecting aspect is what? That we are not differentiating, discriminating. Oh, he is a Shudra, he is a Vaishya, he is a Brahmana, is a high class, and Shudra is a low class. This kind of discrimination is not favorable for our devotional service. Vaishnavi Jati Buddhi. Okay, that should be completely rejected. Okay, otherwise we cannot understand, we cannot advance in our Krishna consciousness. So Varnashram is there for Haridoshanam. Okay, so that is the only purpose for Haridoshanam, for serving Krishna. So that way, what will happen? As we discussed, this will purify our consciousness and will free us from our contamination. And then we can come to the pure devotional service stage. Okay, and at that time, automatically, default setting will be there to follow all these rules and regulations. Some rules and regulations are always there. We cannot ignore at any stage. Okay, that's why Srila Prabhupada has given this Vivaha. Vivaha Yoga is a part of the marriage, this institution of marriage is in the Varnashram Dharma. Okay. So it is there in our devotional society, in our society it is there. There are many exalted devotees, advanced devotees. They are in Vyasta Ashram, in Vanaprastha Ashram, but they are doing all that. They are following the schedules and they are also doing devotional service. So these things are there. So this we need to understand very clearly. So just to end our class. So any question is there, we can take, otherwise we will stop here. I am almost done today.
Prabhu, we can carry question forward next class.
Sorry.
Too late. It's too late. We can carry forward next class, please.
Yes, it is already late, so we can end our class
Thank
here.
you,
I just
Prabhu.
want to join here.
এখনো বলছে কারো যদি কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন
Inkaram, if I want to put them. Yes.
তাই বললাম তবু আমরা পরে ক্লাসে কোশ্চেন অ্যান্সারটা ডিসকাশন করবো এখন থাক অলরেডি
Sorry, I'm not able to hear anything anybody is telling. Yes, so if there is no question, so I have done today. So we are ending the class. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare
please
Krishna
suggest-
Prabhu, Sadar Pranam.
Yes. Pranam, Dandavat Pranam.
সাদর প্রণাম প্রভু
Please suggest an alternative time for the next module. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.